Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Pod. It's so great to have you with us again.
Absolutely, Sarah. And we've got a really inspiring topic lined up for you today that I think everyone can relate to.
Definitely. Mike, have you ever felt like you want to make a big change in your life, maybe learn something new or start a new habit, but it just feels too big, too difficult? Like, where do you even begin?
Oh, absolutely, Sarah. That feeling of being overwhelmed or that a goal is just too far away to ever reach. I think we all experience that. It's like standing at the bottom of a huge mountain and looking up.
Exactly. It feels impossible. But what if I told you that the secret to reaching the top of that mountain or achieving any big goal isn't about giant leaps, but about tiny, almost invisible steps?
And that's exactly what we're going to dive into today, everyone. Our episode is titled One Step at a Time, How Small Changes Transform Everything. We're going to explore how consistently taking small, tiny actions can lead to massive, life-changing results, not just in English learning, but in every part of your life.
Get ready to be inspired because we're talking about a super powerful idea that can really shift your perspective and help you make real progress.
That's right, Sarah. And the first big idea we want to talk about today, related to those tiny, almost invisible steps, is what many people call the 1% rule.
The 1% rule? That sounds very small. How can 1% make a big difference?
Well, it sounds small, but it's incredibly powerful when you understand something called the compound effect. Imagine you improve by just 1% every single day. It doesn't seem like much, right? But over a year, that 1% improvement day after day doesn't just add up, it multiplies.
Multiplies? Like interest in a bank account?
Exactly. Think of it like that. If you put a little bit of money into a bank account and it earns interest, and then that interest also earns interest, your money grows much faster than if you just kept adding the same amount without the interest growing. It's the same with your habits and your learning. That small daily improvement, that 1% better, builds on itself. It's not just adding, it's compounding.
So, applying this to English learning, if I try to improve my English by just 1% every day, what would that even look like? How do you measure 1%?
That's a great question, Sarah. And you're right, it's not about a strict measurement. It's about the intention and the consistent action. For example, instead of thinking, I need to learn 100 new words this week, which can feel overwhelming, you could think, today I will learn just one new word and use it in a sentence. Or today I will listen to an English podcast for 5 minutes more than yesterday.
Oh, I see. So it's about being consistently a little bit better, even in tiny ways. Like instead of saying, I'll read an English book for an hour, you could say, I'll read one extra page today.
Exactly. Or if you're working on pronunciation, maybe you pick just one difficult sound and practice it for 2 minutes. Or you commit to listening to one more English song than usual. These small actions, these 1% improvements, they create momentum. Over weeks, months, years, they lead to incredible, sometimes almost unbelievable progress. It's like building a big sandcastle one grain of sand at a time. Each grain seems insignificant, but together they form something huge.
That makes so much sense. It takes away that feeling of being overwhelmed. It makes the goal feel achievable. I can definitely find one new word to learn today, or listen to an extra 5 minutes of a podcast. That doesn't feel like a big effort at all.
And that's the magic of it. It lowers the barrier to entry, makes it feel easy to start, and then consistency takes over. Before you know it, you've gone from zero to fluent, or from feeling stuck to making incredible progress.
That makes so much sense. It takes away that feeling of being overwhelmed. It makes the goal feel achievable. I can definitely find one new word to learn today, or listen to an extra 5 minutes of a podcast. That doesn't feel like a big effort at all.
And that's the magic of it. It lowers the barrier to entry, makes it feel easy to start, and then consistency takes over. Before you know it, you've gone from zero to fluent, or from feeling stuck to making incredible progress. But Sarah, For this 1% rule to truly work, there's another very important idea we need to talk about. And it's all about how you think about yourself and your abilities. It's called your mindset.
Mindset? Like my attitude?
Exactly, but more specific than just attitude. It's the collection of beliefs and attitudes you have about your own intelligence, abilities, and potential. There are generally two main types, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset.
Okay, tell me about them. What's the difference? I feel like I might have both sometimes.
You're not alone. Many people do. With a fixed mindset, you believe your abilities and intelligence are basically set. You think, I'm not good at languages, or I'm just not a math person. When someone with a fixed mindset makes a mistake, they might think, see, I told you I'm not smart enough. They see challenges as roadblocks, and they might avoid things that are difficult because they fear failure.
Oh, I know that feeling, especially with grammar sometimes. It feels like no matter how much I study, some rules just don't stick. And then I think, maybe I just can't get this.
That's a perfect example, Sarah. Now, on the other hand, someone with a growth mindset believes that their abilities and intelligence can grow and develop through effort, dedication, and hard work. They see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve, not as signs of their limitations. When they make a mistake, they think, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time?
So, with the English example, if I have a growth mindset, instead of saying I'm bad at grammar, I'd say grammar is challenging, but I can improve with practice. Is that right?
Precisely. It's the difference between I can't do it and I can't do it yet. The word yet is incredibly powerful. It implies potential, progress, and future improvement. It's about understanding that your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it and challenge it, the stronger and more capable it becomes.
So, if I believe I can get better at English, I actually will get better? That sounds a bit like magic, but I want to believe it.
It's not magic, it's psychology. When you have a growth mindset, you're more likely to embrace those small 1% actions we talked about. You're more likely to persevere when things get tough because you truly believe your effort will lead to improvement. If you think you're stuck, why would you bother trying to improve by 1%? But if you believe improvement is possible, every 1% step becomes exciting. This belief is absolutely crucial for sustained learning, not just in English, but in any area of life where you want to grow and overcome challenges. It helps you see failures not as permanent endings, but as valuable feedback. It absolutely is, Sarah. And speaking of belief and what your brain focuses on, there's another fascinating concept that ties into all of this, especially for noticing opportunities and accelerating your learning. Have you ever heard of something called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short?
The what? The reticular activating system? That sounds super scientific. Is it like a part of the brain?
It is, but don't worry, we'll keep it simple. Think of your RAS as your brain's personal filter, or even better, its very own GPS system. Every second, your brain is getting bombarded with millions of pieces of information, sounds, sights, smells, everything. If you paid attention to all of it, you go crazy. So your RAS's job is to filter out most of the noise and only let through what's important or relevant to you.
Wow, so it protects my brain from information overload? That makes sense.
Exactly. But here's the cool part. You can actually program your RAS. Whatever you focus on, whatever you tell your brain is important, your RAS will start to notice it more in your environment.
Program it? Like, if I'm thinking about buying a red car, suddenly I see red cars everywhere? Is that what you mean?
Perfect example, Sarah. That's precisely your RAS at work. Before you wanted a red car, you probably didn't notice them much. But once you set that intention, your brain's GPS started pointing them out to you. Now, imagine applying this to English learning. If your goal is to improve your vocabulary and you make a conscious effort to focus on new words, Your RAS will start highlighting those words for you.
So if I tell myself, I want to notice English everywhere, my brain will actually start to hear more English conversations or spot English words in advertisements, even if they were there before, but I just wasn't seeing them?
You got it. You might suddenly hear a phrase you learned in a song, or see a new English word on a sign, or notice a native speaker talking in a cafe. These things were always there, but your RAS wasn't prioritizing them. By consciously focusing on your English goals, you train your brain to spot these opportunities. It's like your brain is constantly scanning for English-related content.
That's amazing. So it helps me learn faster because I'm basically surrounded by more English, even if my environment hasn't changed. It's like my brain is actively seeking out learning opportunities for me.
Exactly. And this isn't just about noticing. When your RAS highlights something, it also reinforces its importance to your brain. This makes new information stick better. So when you combine the 1% rule, a growth mindset, and intentionally activating your RAS, you create a powerful system for accelerating your English learning journey. You're not just passively learning, you're actively training your brain to seek out and absorb new information.
That makes a lot of sense, Mike. But how have you actually applied these concepts in your own English learning journey or daily life?
Great question. For me, the 1% rule was key. I focused on one tiny English thing each day, like listening to a 5-minute news summary. It felt small, but those consistent efforts really compounded into big progress over time.
That makes it less overwhelming. For me, it was the growth mindset. I used to be so afraid of mistakes when speaking, thinking, I'm just not good at this.
The fixed mindset trap.
Exactly. But I learned to reframe it. Instead of, I made a mistake, I'd tell myself, this is a learning opportunity. That shift allowed me to speak more freely and confidently.
Powerful. And for the RAS, I actively use it. If I want to improve understanding idioms, I tell myself, today I'm looking out for English idioms. Suddenly, I notice them everywhere. In articles, songs, conversations. My brain helps me find the learning.
That's so clever. Your brain becomes a magnet. So for our listeners, what are some super simple, actionable tips they can try today to put these ideas into practice?
Here's what you can do. First, use the 1% rule. Pick one tiny English goal for today. Maybe listen to one song or read a short paragraph. Make it so small you can't say no. Second, boost your growth mindset with an affirmation like, my English is getting better every single day. Say it, believe it. And third, activate your RAS. Before your day starts, decide you're going to notice English. Your brain will start looking for it.
These aren't overwhelming tasks. They're just small, intentional actions that, when done consistently, create incredible progress.
Precisely. It's about starting, staying consistent, and trusting that those tiny efforts will fill your bucket over time.
Precisely. It's about starting, staying consistent, and trusting that those tiny efforts will fill your bucket over time.
Exactly. And that brings us to our challenge for you, our wonderful listeners. After listening today, we want you to ask yourself, what's one small, immediate action you can take today to move your English forward?
Just one. Don't overthink it. Is it listening to one English song, saying one English sentence out loud, writing down one new word you learned? Pick just one.
That's right. And once you've done it, notice how good it feels. That's the momentum starting. And to help you even more, we've put together a fantastic free resource for you.
Yes, we have a special downloadable PDF that goes along with this episode.
This PDF is packed with key takeaways from our discussion today, so you don't have to remember everything. It also includes comprehension questions to test your understanding of the episode, which is great practice.
And of course, it has a dedicated section for vocabulary practice. including the words we'll define in our English Boost segment coming up next. It's a perfect companion to everything we've talked about.
You can find the link to download this free PDF in the description of this episode, wherever you're listening. We really encourage you to grab it. It's a wonderful way to solidify your learning and keep that momentum going.
All right, it's time for our English Boost segment, where we break down some key words from today's episode. Mike and I talked about some really powerful ideas, and now let's make sure those words are crystal clear for you. Our first word is compound. When we talked about the 1% rule, we mentioned how small changes compound. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. It gets bigger and bigger, right? So compound means to grow or increase over time, especially when small additions build on each other. One small action plus another, and they all add up and grow bigger together. Next up is mindset. We discussed having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Your mindset is your way of thinking. It's the set of beliefs and attitudes that you have. If you have a growth mindset, you believe you can learn and improve. If you have a fixed mindset, you might believe your abilities are set and can't change much. So it's how your brain is set to think about things. Our third word is affirmation. Mike talked about using affirmations to train your brain. An affirmation is a positive statement that you say or think to yourself to encourage or motivate yourself. For example, I am a confident English speaker is an affirmation. It's a statement that you say to make yourself feel stronger and more positive. And finally, we have momentum. We talked about how one small action can create momentum. Momentum means the force or energy that keeps something moving forward and growing. Think of a train. Once it starts moving, it gets faster and faster, and it's hard to stop. That's momentum. In our context, it means that feeling of progress and continuous movement forward, making it easier to keep going.
And that brings us to the end of first episode of the English Pod.
Wow, that flew by. Thank you so much for joining us today and for taking this journey with us, exploring how small changes can truly transform everything. We hope you feel motivated to take your own small steps.
Absolutely. Remember, every little big counts. If you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, please consider leaving us a review, giving us a like, and subscribing to the podcast.
Yes, your support really helps us reach more English learners around the world and helps them discover the English Pod.
We love hearing from you, so don't be shy. Keep stepping forward, keep practicing, and we'll be back soon with another exciting topic to help you on your English journey.
Until next time, happy learning.
Bye, everyone.